What is going on, everybody? It's another edition of Friday Night Live. I am your host, your spicy sensei. And today we got some friends here as usual. Today we've got the big old D attached to that big old vitamin called zinc. What's going on there, brother?
Hey, man, not much.
So if somebody wants to follow your work, where do they follow you, man?
D-Zinc, most places, or Daniel Zinc, I think is the official art station. But yeah, you can usually find me under Dan Zinc or Daniel Zinc. There's not too many Zincs in the world.
How's life been going?
It's been going good, man. Busy, but been taking the last 2 days and kind of working on some personal projects, so that's been good.
Oh, nice. You drinking coffee, bro?
Drinking tea.
Okay.
Spot tea. But yeah, that's what I'm working on tonight. Is a something I've been wanting to get out for a while, which is just like something that I feel would live in like a Star Trek universe, some kind of like softer female figure. So that'll be what I'll be working on tonight.
Nice. Are you gonna be printing this one out too?
Nope. This is going to be a regular pipeline piece, so UVs, textures, and render.
Oh, nice.
Got everything set up already. It's just finishing out the sculpting now, and then doing the low poly and UVs. We'll be good to go.
Nice, brother. Nice. Well, let's bring on in the strummer of the void. Oh, can't hear you. No mic.
Yep.
I got it. Sorry.
Oh, there he is, mate. There he is.
Hello.
Hello. What you doing tonight, brother?
Oh, I am all over the map tonight. So I am working on a method for deforming procedural meshes. So getting the most possible variety out of the smallest number of traits by deforming different sections of the mesh after it's been assembled. But also I am taking this Basque punk here, and I'm going to attempt a style transfer to some other types of images in Runway. That's also on the agenda, as well as any what are we doing? Costume cronies, maybe when Harry gets here, or if you've got some costume crony stuff we need to do, then I can work that into the mix as well. I'm kind of lit tonight.
So how are you going to transfer the one style to the next?
Well, Runway facilitates the use of a number of machine learning models that have been trained to do various tasks, and it's actually like shamefully simple. You just it's like a subscription service, and then you get access to the user trained models that people want to share here, and then I think they get a cut when you spend tokens on running their models. So I think that's roughly their business model. And so it's got all kinds of different models here. Here's a Coral Gan. I've never played with this, but let's just, it needs a vector input. I'm not sure what that is. Okay, so I don't know how to use this. I don't know how to use a ton of this, but I do know how to use the style transfer modules that I've seen before. So I will be messing with that at some point tonight.
Nice, brother. Nice. Well, I'm glad to have you here, brother. Glad to have you here. All right, we're going to bring in the molecule of modeling, Carbon 4444. What's going on, brother?
The molecule of modeling.
What's up?
How you doing, brother?
Good, all right. I'm going to finish work. I'm going to continue more work on this bad boy over here.
Nice.
And woman, yeah.
It's looking good, brother. It's looking good. This is going to be for print?
Yeah, once I figure out how to what's that word? Key
engineer.
Yeah. Like figure out how to key it, because that's 2 characters, and yeah.
Oh,
I know how to key him, but her on top is probably gonna be like, how am I gonna do this? So we'll see.
Well, nice, brother. Well, if you need any help, we're here, brother. We are here. Right. But yeah, we are gonna get to work, everybody. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. So how about that Halo Infinite? Pretty good, right?
Fill me in. I haven't seen any of the media for it. I raged uninstalled it today.
Is the full game out or is it just the multiplayer?
I think Zinc
It's
is
just the
super quiet.
multiplayer.
I'm
Yeah.
super quiet.
Oh no, somebody was real mumbly for a second. Sorry, I'm not sure if it was you or not.
Oh, yeah, the full game's out, the campaign and the multiplayer. So
No, the campaign's comes out in December. Just the
oh,
multiplayer.
oh, so I guess you just buy it, but you can't play it.
Yeah, you gotta buy the campaign, I believe.
Mm.
But
But
is the multiplayer like a
multiplayer is
premium
free.
thing?
Well, the
Yeah,
multiplayer is
they're
free
kinda-
for right now.
Yeah, they're kind of doing like with Call of Duty Warzone, where you can download Warzone for free, but if you want to play like the full game, you have to buy it.
Interesting. I think I'd really just like the multiplayer though. I don't know if I'd want to buy the campaign.
Yeah, that's what people is gonna play Halo for the multiplayer.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone cares about the story anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I like the story well enough, but like once you play it once or twice, it's kind of like okay,
Yeah,
that multiplayer.
I like to think that the story ended at 3.
Mm-hmm. That was probably the last time I was actually following what was going on.
And
I
never really followed too much. But yeah, everybody says pretty much that same thing. 4-3-4-3. They I don't know, just can't get the fanfare.
Yeah. Yeah. We played that for 3 days before I rage quit, I think.
It took one warthog.
Took one warthog. I was just like, fuck this game, dude.
I saw it from across the map too. I was like, ooh. And I see the warthog just like drive off. I'm like, and then I just hear like, yep, I'm done.
Yeah. Oh man, I was just raging. I just can't stand losing. Can't stand losing, no matter what. Ugh. Yeah. It was fun for 3 days. It's weird because like Call of Duty, I had way more patience with for some reason, but with this one, I'm like, no, fuck it. You know,
Like
working on
Paul.
Ian's little Macho Man sketch here. Ooh yeah.
The Macho Madness.
Yeah.
When Mean Gene, you better step back here. Now, Miss Elizabeth, what are you doing talking to Mean Gene? I'm the champion superstar here.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks for putting this together.
Oh yeah, I'm glad. It's fun to see it coming together.
Ooh. It's gonna be fun.
All I know is in the new Doctor Strange movie, since Sam Raimi's doing it, you better see like Bonesaw somewhere.
Oh, who's doing? Sam Raimi's doing what?
Sam Raimi's doing the next Doctor Strange movie.
Oh, I thought you said Spider-Man. Oh, okay. I was like, yeah.
No.
Yeah, he's got to put him in there.
Yeah. Do that.
So-
What's it called? Deep fake. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. There's enough people that do the voice. Just get a wig, get a muscle dude. You're good to go.
So has anybody been trying out the new features of ZBrush?
Not yet.
No, I got an appointment though. I usually go through the PDF and try out everything in there. So
Oh
I'll
yeah,
do
yeah.
that probably this weekend.
Yeah, Mike Pav has a tutorial already, like for each
Everything.
like it's like 3-minute tutorials each for each like tool that just came out.
Good on him.
I lied, maybe 10 minutes at least, or for some of them, but some of them are pretty short.
Yeah, I always like his stuff because it's just like you do this, you do this, you do this. There's no like filler. It's just pretty much to the point.
Just explains
Says
everything he's
someone on the-
doing.
Someone in the dojo chat is like, "Is Mike Pav even
Oh,
human?" I said, "No, he's an entity."
He's a
I'll
ZBrush
do
entity.
I said he's a ZBrush entity, and then it's like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
What is somebody on a DMT trip encountering him like? Hello, you shall subdivide.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it, man. He's got a full-time job.
Breaks out the Z modeler and then just like start beveling shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got a full-time job and still manages to like create all those videos as well as test all the new features. Like I could understand if it was like, you know, over the course of months he puts those out, but
That Z rap
It's just
though,
insane.
that when I saw that video, I was like, oh shit, I need this. And then like I looked into it and I was like, hey, I work at a school. And then I just put in I just took a snapshot of my like faculty ID and here's your student license. Have fun. Like literally the next day, so I installed it.
We tried it out.
Oh yeah, it's fucking badass.
Z Rap, is that what it's called? I haven't looked at any of this stuff.
Basically, you say you have a like a game ready or movie ready mesh, and you have something that's like totally different, right? Like say it's a human, the mesh is human, but your creation is a creature, right? But if you tell it, all right, this is the regular mesh's fingertip, and this is the creature's fingertip, then it'll just switch everything over and just wrap it around.
What it'll do is you add the points in. It's all numbered. So if you put in the points to wherever you want it, wherever you put it on the high poly mesh, it will just shrink wrap over. So like even if like regardless if it's in a pose or not, like if it's in a pose and the other one is in a like T pose, you can like put the points wherever you need it to. And then as soon as you press that button, it will just like adhere to the shape of your high poly, regardless of what pose it is.
So I'm looking at Google here, and it looks like ZRap is maybe a plugin that's been around since 2018.
Yeah, it's a plugin.
I think it's been around longer than that, but yeah.
I have an article here from 2018, so that's as far back as I've seen. But ZRap. Because
it was a standalone program.
Now it's integrated, right? So they bought it, or they
no, it's still a plugin you have to do, or you can get the standalone version, which
only a matter of time.
Works the same.
They purchase it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't.
That it has the same name.
Yeah,
though.
like
they're both called ZRap.
Yeah.
Well, only
that would
that
also
version
warrant
of it.
like a.
It's
warrant
technically called it's called something else, but it's the Russian
something?
Russian something, and it's just ZRap's what they call the ZRap version of it, because they have a standalone as well if you don't want to use it in Zbrush.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been using it for quite a bit of my stuff as well. It's super handy.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I did. I never showed it, but I should probably bring them up at some point. I did that Frankenstein that I did on the stream.
Oh yeah.
Not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was Z-wrapped?
No. I Z-wrapped it to a male head that I have that already had maps. So basically, what he was doing for that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, I did the same process. And then I also did it for the Bride of Frankenstein. And I've done it for a couple things. I just haven't finished them out yet, so I haven't posted them. But yeah, one of these days, my long folder of abandoned projects.
There's a lot of joy though getting into that abandoned projects folder because stuff's so far along, right? So you feel like you're cheating. Like, oh my god, this is like 30 to 60% done.
Yeah.
So you can just dive in.
I've opened up projects that are like 95, and I'm like, all I need to do is like render and post. And I'm like, what? Why didn't
I'm too lazy.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, it's done now. There's no point in posting.
Welcome, Leo, the thunderstorm of art. What's going on, brother?
Hello. Thanks for having me. I'm Leo from thunderstormart.com. I want to have a special shout out today. 2 years ago, our amazing dogs, Galadriel and Natasha, were born. That's 2 days ago. We're celebrating their second birthday. I also want to have acknowledgement. I just installed the new Zbrush and saw a couple of familiar names and artworks on that installation screen there. Did I see that before?
No, those are actual people spanking. That's spicy.
Do I have that on? That was Spicer. Oh, is that what it said? Spicer on the name under?
Yep, that's me. I was on there. So basically, women are just flocking to me now, and it's great. Everybody knows.
What's going on? You're on
Oh, whenever you're installing ZBrush, they have like the artist like pictures there for the waiting screen while it's installing. And I think it had like 2 or 3 pieces up there.
It's pretty dope.
And then we welcome the Batman of Pop Tart. What's going on there, brother?
What's up, my dark Gothamites of pastry-loving goodness? I was just
That's how I
enjoying.
identify.
Yeah, I'm glad. That's why I hang out with you, Leo. I was. What's up?
Is your house on fire?
Yeah. Once I got laid off, I moved into a medieval tavern. The rent's really cheap, very reasonable.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go.
The fireplace.
Listen, I'm a dork, all right. So when those flickering bulbs like showed up on and became available, I was like, oh yes. I need fiery ambience.
Do you have like a crackle log kind of like soundtrack going back there?
No, can you hear something like that though?
I mean, that's YouTube, brother.
I need this.
Oh yeah.
I would be worried if that was the case. It'd be like, oh shit, there's another fire here that I'm unaware of. I know about this.
Or like, no, seriously, dude, your house is on fire. Like, you turn around and see flames.
No, bro, the
Like,
smoke.
It's worth it for the ambience. It's worth it. Before I die, before I burn. Yeah, Spicer, you're all up in that. Both you and Michael are just ingrained in those guts, in those ZBrush guts.
Oh yeah.
You're in the install. Dunham is over here with the XMD button in the program.
Yeah, let's know what where is it?
Man,
Brush?
I installed this for today. Everybody's
he's not with
spoiling
us
all
today,
the
huh?
surprises.
Oh, he'll be here later on.
Okay.
See,
Where is that button?
that's nice and all, but I already had an XMD button.
Oh,
Yeah.
he had it before it was cool.
Yeah, it did. They did have it in the Z plugin portion, but now it's
In the brush,
Crap.
right?
is it in Brush?
Oh,
I
it's-
think
oh,
that would make the most sense. Why
don't
am
see it.
I not seeing it?
Did I
Oh,
see a
crap.
couple of other familiar names on that install screen? I thought I did.
Was there IR was in there?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
IR
Did
sculpt?
they have third and fourth place sculpt off winners in there? Did
I
they
thought
have-
I saw
Shit.
something. It went by pretty
Did they have
fast. We had 2 or 3 Spicer pieces. I definitely remember the Spicer Spider because I got that as a T-shirt. Amazing.
Oh yeah.
Oh dude, yeah.
Oh,
I love
man,
that
yeah,
one.
I forgot about that shirt.
Is it still in
Oh,
stores?
it's under
Spicer?
file. It's under file. Open XMD toolbox.
Nice.
That seems. I don't know. That seems a bit strange. I guess that's fine. Yeah, brush makes more sense. But hey, baby steps. All right, they don't want to rush in too quick. They don't want to get too excited about this new relationship. They're like just creeping on into it.
Yeah, you don't want to talk about marriage like the second date. Like just ease
Yeah.
into it.
That's right. Exactly.
That's fair.
How do you?
It's like a third date conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yes.
Where is the thing? Where is it?
So what's everybody working on? Carbon. I see you're laser focused in on the right things. Good job. Hell yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yes. I apologize for not thanking you first. Ooh, Leo, you got some cool shit going with some bony
I noticed,
landmarks
like,
outside
without-
the bones.
Without the
Working on booty too.
without the center,
Notice
it
me,
looks weird.
senpai.
Like from this angle, yeah.
Oh yeah. That angle, everything's
guts.
everything's good.
What are you making, Batman? You making a sphere?
Yeah, I got a sphere going, so I don't know.
Nice, bro. That's dope.
Started with a
Hell
cube.
There you go.
Like it's reacting to the light of the fire you have in your
Here, and I
house.
started
Yeah.
with a cube.
This
I
is
like
how
the
I,
consistency.
At the
this is
same
a
rim light as your
self-emoji
fire.
about how I feel. Yeah, exactly. I'm going all in, man.
Oh yeah. It's an
Your emoji
experience.
sort of has resting bitch face, I gotta say.
man.
Like this.
Ouch.
Mm,
Is it like this?
there she is.
Ooh, sassy.
Mm. Mm. Oh, excuse me.
That was quick.
I deserve
That's all
attention.
it
Excuse me.
takes. There's even too much smile there going.
Talking to
Give
the
her
third
that
place
Bob
winner of the sculpt dog.
ever asking to talk to the manager.
Mhm.
That's right. This is all you need to win third place. Is just you'll get third place your whole life if you just always do this sort of thing.
Sweet. Thanks, bro.
Everybody's seeking out that third place Sifu.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I couldn't hack it at first and second place, so here we are.
Yeah, but that third place, that's right in there. Just enough to be noticed, but not to have too much expected of you, you know?
Batman, teach me, please.
Yes.
They did an actual study that people winning third place are actually happier than people winning second place. And this is true for like sports teams and stuff as well. Winning the bronze is happier than winning the silver.
Was
Yeah,
this
you can
a
see
study done exclusively by people who had won third place?
Yeah. We're happier, I swear.
It's better to be third.
We lost, but we're so much happier than you, bitch.
Here's what the Google has to say about it. After assessing athletes' reactions, silver medalists received a mean rating of 4.8, while bronze medalists received a mean rating of 7.1 on the happiness scale. When examining the athletes' reactions on the medal stand, participants assigned the bronze medalists a mean rating of 5.7 and a 4.3 for silver medalists, which implies to me this is from IndianExpress.com, excuse me. So I have it seems to be implying they had like participants reviewing the expressions on the faces of the
Sounds like science to me.
athletes to determine how pleased they looked.
Like they couldn't just ask the people, like, how pleased are you? Like, on a scale
Well,
of 1 to 10. Like, let's just ask these people who are looking at those people.
Well, at least then
Hey, can you stare at these people
right?
and see if they look angry?
I'm trying to decide if this makes any sense. Is like, I mean, it kind of makes sense as a research protocol. You don't want to ask them because you're not going to get a useful answer. You
Right.
like unless you're studying what they think, right? Or what they're willing to say they think.
Did they bring in like facial expression specialists for this one, or?
Well, I wonder if it's just about numbers, right? So if you have 50 people make a judgment and they like if that data clusters around a particular judgment, then it like at the very least you can have like you're like leveraging the power of the human brain to assess, you know, social risk. So that seems like probably the best possible case for assessing that. What do you think?
Yeah, probably. That's well, is there a thing, the wisdom of the mobs? What was that? Wisdom of the crowds or something?
I mean, it makes a certain amount of sense, right? Because probably the human brain is the best tool on the planet for, like, we've all evolved to sort of assess whether or not there's a social risk occurring. You know, like, oh shit, did I say the wrong thing? Let me look at everybody's faces. Oh fuck, you know, this person of this status looks this way. So I guess I can't think of a better way to get that information. Seems legit.
I think don't you
how else can you
think
measure
people would be
emotion?
honest? Like, don't you think people if just were given a survey, you could just compare?
Well, it's not a question of. I mean, that's one way to assess it, but I would suggest that, like, it's not a question of them being honest versus a question of, like, do they have any objectivity on the? I'm like, you should ask them, like, hey, rate on a scale of 1 to 10 and get their perspective as well. And it would be telling to determine or to see if those lined up with the observational version of the study. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it would be very
you got
interesting.
You'd have to be multivariate, like asking questions like, you're rating based off of your level of disappointment and satisfaction and things like that. Not like, how happy are you?
Winning second place feels like losing.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
Slightly agree.
Yeah. Yeah. I always, I've done that so many times, and I've seen like a championship game, and like the fact that the losing team is just crushed, and I'm like, you still like made it, competed, almost won, probably.
You beat everybody
in many
else except
cases.
one team.
Yeah, except for one team, and it's just like, go home, loser. You're worthless. Jeez, there really is no points for second place.
A little bit, right? Because is that make for better TV drama?
No, I mean, I think it's
it's
innate. I think it's innate. Yeah, totally.
I mean, like, you don't want to be the second guy. You don't want to be in second place while there's a bear chasing you, right?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how many places there are. I mean, honestly, let's break this down.
I mean, if there's 3 people running, I'm okay with number 2.
Yeah, I'm in a family of 3, and I
think it's also a numbers thing too.
Yeah, little Jimmy not as fast.
Mentally, if you're competing with multiple people, it's not as devastating as if you're competing with only the first place guy. If you're in second place, you're only competing with that guy.
You just blame the other assholes on your team.
When you're in third, you're like, well, at least I beat everybody else, but I couldn't beat those last 2. It's not as bad. It's like I could imagine like fourth place people probably are happier too than a lot of second place people, just because they didn't lose as bad as the person that only lost to one person. It's just a psychological thing.
Yeah, totally true.
Yeah, probably.
In other words, I like being a loser. So
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's where. Oh.
That's where that was going. Okay.
I'm telling myself, man. Fourth's like the new first.
Just give me that participation trophy. Get that first out of here. Just want to participate. Yeah, I think so much of that is just has like it's like how people place value on arbitrary things, and you're like, why is this important? And then like, well, everyone says it is. It's like monkeys in a tree, man. Like that top branch in that tree. Ooh, that's the branch, man. Like all these other branches, nah, they ain't it. And then everybody decides that branch is the one. It's like, okay. Guess I'm going to kill for that branch. Time to kill my friends over a branch.
You never took a life over a branch before?
I mean, not that I want to talk about, but...
Nah, that's a no. Come on.
Take another man's life over a branch. Be a man.
I know, I gotta step it up. Be a man. Be a man.
Hey, so I got a question for anybody. I want to do a frame mesh on this collar piece.
Okay.
But it's separate pieces of geometry. Can I just merge them into one group and then frame the mesh?
Yeah. Basically. You would merge it, do you need it like directly around it?
I'd like it to still be separate pieces if possible. But I can merge them down, just keep them that way.
Would duplicate, merge down, and then do what you need to do. Yeah, I'll probably Dynamesh it, polygroup it, and then just put it around there.
Okay. So I was thinking about that as I was making this. I was like, oh man, I don't think I can frame it since it's all a bunch of individual pieces of fabric as opposed to just one. You could always draw it in too, because it's not like it's that difficult. But I always like these new fancy buttons to click.
Yeah, you got to start trying out those fancy buttons so they get familiar, and then your brain starts clicking over and going, oh, that fancy button.
Well, frame mesh, I never remember to use it until I'm like, oh yeah, why didn't I just frame mesh this? There's a polygroup all the way around this. And here I am like dragging a cylinder around it. That's so stupid.
Oh, dude, there was a good one. Who is it? Ashley Adams the other day had for the transpose line. Bruh, if you if you do the control duplicate, and then you let go of control and keep dragging, it keeps duplicating the same distance the whole. Let me do it again so I have more.
So, it's
so I can make
duplicate
a proper poop. Yeah.
kind of
So it's
thing.
like an array essentially.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
But yeah, like you can just get
Poop.
There you go. There you go. There's a poop every time, perfectly spaced. Like that's gonna come out so clean, man. That's like
feels so good.
That's gonna that's gonna go out, and that's gonna take everything with it, man. And you're just gonna be a new person.
That thing's gonna be a waste of toilet paper. You're gonna be like, what did I even use this for?
Yeah, exactly. Put that square back, man.
Yeah, man. Tape it back.
Back for later use.
I can spare a square.
Yeah, I thought that was just one of those things that I'm like, I've definitely just by hand just been like, oh, I can do, get the spacing right. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
And then I look at after, I'm like, that is not right. It's like, dude, these
But
little
now they
tricks,
got
man.
the alignment feature too, and the distance or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Will help with
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, and I used to draw like curves or try to do that for things like this shoelace type pattern here. And I was watching Michael Pavlovich's. His tip was to use Z-spheres, and then you could run a curve through it after it's done. And then you don't have to worry about it. And these are way easier to control than a curve because you can place as many points as you want and easily manipulate it. I was like, oh man.
Yeah. Didn't
I
you
always
do your...
hate doing curves that way because I always just fiddling with it forever. Yeah.
They fight you. Like even when you lock the ends and stuff, it's just like, it's really tough.
Yeah. And then I always feel like you get close to the end and then something bumps it and then you're like, you're just trying to like fix the curve. Where I find this is like so much easier to just manipulate, and then I can just keep it there and then run a curve at the end and run something through it. It's like, man, that guy, Michael Pavlovich, he's going places.
Who?
He's a nobody. He's a bomb.
Who?
That's the one thing I like about YouTube is if you watch like one or two videos from people like that, they just randomly will do that. So every day I'll just like watch a random tip from like him or ZBrush Central or whatever, and I'm just like, oh yeah, so many like little tips and tricks.
Whoever posted, I think it was Batman, whenever you posted that like Ninja Turtle thing, and then it just went straight to the Z-Wrap, and I was like, and then he had like the human skin like transferred over to that Ninja Turtle, and I'm like, that's the most cursed thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Like,
have you guys not used Z-Wrap before? Yo.
Yeah, I was way behind on that, man.
Uses that nice clean topology.
Yeah, man. Really
and nipples for some reason.
Yeah, nipples. Put a nose where it don't belong.
I thought that's called eating.
I put pasties on my nipples for my X's.
That's so hot.
You like the X's?
Mm-hmm. Respectful. These are those classy pasties.
Yeah.
Spicer, didn't you use that thing that D-Zank is talking about for the chains on your spawn?
Yeah, I used put the Z spheres and then use that as my curve line.
Yeah, because I remember when you first showed that, I was like, how in the hell did you get those chains to look like they make sense?
Right.
It's like there's a lot of chains there, and they're not all squirrely like so many of those cables and things you try and do, which is a straight up curves.
It was I was like, oh, thank God y'all showed me that, because I wouldn't have. That was one thing that kept me away from doing spawn, was like all those fucking chains.
Just like 90% there, and you get to the change, just delete the whole file. I can't, man.
So you said a hen went down, Ian?
Yeah, I don't know
F?
anything more really other than the rumor in the community, and again, this is just a total rumor, is that there was some kind of an argument between the founder of Hen and somebody else, presumably on Twitter, and he just pulled it. He's like, all right, fuck it, then no more Hen. And so hicketnunk.x or dot, was it XYZ, I think? That was the original. And so that went down, but almost instantaneously, or perhaps this was already established prior, hicketnunk.art already existed, which just was a clone of hicketnunk. So at the very least, you could very easily move your stuff over to hicketnunk.art, which I didn't know who owned it initially anyway. This is inside baseball, but the point is, it's been bought by somebody that the community has a good feeling about, at least the part of the community I interact with. But more importantly, it drove me over to objktobject.com, which is a better experience so far for minting and managing NFTs on Tezos. So it allows you to mint your own contract. It's kind of the way either, let's see, OpenSea or Rarible will let you do on Ethereum. I mean, a bunch of things will. Cargo will let you do it. But as opposed to like Foundation, where you're just minting to the Foundation smart contract. And so those are all contained as tokens within that space, right? And so that was sort of analogous to hicketnunk on Tezos, which for people that aren't already aware, Tezos is another blockchain. It's one thing people describe it as is a clean or a green NFT blockchain because, or at least in part because it uses proof of stake instead of proof of work. And for people that don't know, proof of work used on blockchains like Bitcoin and Ethereum and Doge and a bunch of others that's where the graphics cards go. They're used to solve these types of problems involved in computing large prime numbers, manipulating large prime numbers. I'm woefully under knowledge to speak about cryptography or that end of it. So suffice to say, the miners are doing these. They're basically competing to solve arbitrary math problems as a way of showing that they have an investment in they're making an investment in their computations, so that when they submit their transactions and say, these are the transactions that we say happened on the blockchain, the blockchain can have some assurance that they'll match what the rest of the people are saying, right? Because they're making an investment. Conversely,
it's like proving work, right? That's kind of like the idea.
It's like, well, you have to spend money. You have to do something in order to be trusted, right?
To earn the token,
The idea is that humans won't do that unless they're going to do the thing they're incentivized to do unless it's less costly to cheat, right? And so the whole idea is to make it more costly to cheat. So, or at least that's how I understand it. Tezos, the objection, okay, so stepping back for a second, Ethereum and proof of work, the objection is it takes all this energy to solve these problems in order to show proof of work. And it's basically like staking the, various climate challenges against the value of invisible internet money. So people, reasonably have concerns about that. But there are other blockchains like Cardano and Tezos. I think I'm using that right. Cardano might be the currency anyway, that use proof of stake, and that's where you just say, I'm going to run a node, which is just a computer program that's going to accept transactions and validate them and say, yes, these are the transactions that happened. This in proof of stake, the person running that goes, yo, I'm going to say my $100,000 says what I'm telling you is true. And as long as they match like a certain percentage of the other nodes, then everybody gets paid for their stake, right? But if you don't match, you get penalized. So you stand to lose money if you are not presenting the correct information. Anyway, so that's the difference between Tezos and some other blockchains. And it's really cheap.
The NFT metaverse? What is
Did you happen to read that article?
I did not read an article about it, but I have some awareness of the emerging metaverse. You sent me that breakdown of metaverse companies, and I started going through those one by one and looking them up and seeing what they do, like anybody I didn't recognize, trying to better understand the relationship between the creator economy and the emerging metaverse. I'd say the biggest thing that's popped up for me is just like the clarification, and this is how out of it I was prior to digging in, that the metaverse is not emerging as like one monolithic thing. Nobody's saying like, here's the metaverse by Facebook, etc. And I was of that belief previously, and I was aware that there are many different environments you could, have NFTs in and have game-like experiences or whatever. That's not like one platform. It's thousands or at least dozens of platforms that are offering different metaverse-like experiences. And I think what's going to happen is slowly but surely we're going to see NFT integration in more and more of these spaces to the point where they, like, at least in a de facto sense, become compatible with one another with respect to their compatibility with like supporting like the ownership of NFTs on various blockchains that are popular enough to warrant the effort to integrate them, right? So it's like whether you're on Meta or you're on Rec Room or you're on, whatever other, there's like, I think there's one called, well, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say what it is because I don't know too much about it. So there are others, right? And those are all spaces that will all at least mutually support some like expression of your NFT ownership on popular blockchains. So even if they're different platforms, they're going to like have this shared content, and the metaverse sort of spans all of that stuff. Encapsulated into that, into that idea of like, hey, they all support Ethereum NFTs or whatever it is.
Yeah, because it's weird. I saw Fortnite up there. I was like, what the hell is Fortnite doing up there? Like,
I'm not super clear on that yet, but I think the Fortnite, I think at that end of it, the experience end of it, they're identifying companies that are like getting positioned to offer these virtual experiences. So Minecraft was up there as well. And, Minecraft does not have a direct, obvious connection with NFTs right now or blockchain. But what it is an incredibly popular place for people to simulate an in-person experience. And I think that's on the left side of that chart. In fact, I'll bring that chart up for people that want to know what we're talking about. Hold on a second here. I need to remember, because I marked that for tomorrow, and I got to remember what it's called now. I have a perhaps overly elaborate personal tracking system, but it works for me. Let's see, Meta. Bring it up. Study metaverse map here. So we've got Rec Rooms, Play Space. Okay, so I was looking at Facebook Horizon, which is roughly a Roblox clone, from what I can tell. I didn't look at it deeply, but I just started poking through these today. Improbable, like simulation tools that like create the possibility of like multiplayer experiences in a drag and drop style. That's Beamable. Anyway, the point is, experience is on the left side here. Let's just make this bigger so y'all can see it better. So we'll zoom in a little bit. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so over here on the experience side, I think this is everybody that's providing like an interface between people, even if it doesn't involve NFTs or metaverse at all, right? So in the discovery column, my impression is that this is all just places to find out about stuff, like popular marketplaces or communities where people discover what experiences are possible, or sort of like what's coming around the corner. So maybe this could be looked at as like a channel for awareness of some of these other technologies. Creator economy. This is where I know the least, I think. No, I mean, there's a bunch of these I need to go through, but this is just what enables creators to provide value. So, for instance, all the games listed here are things that have like built-in game building tools. So, Rec Room has game building tools. Let's see, what did I? Well, I will just skip improbable because I don't know it well enough. But Roblox, definitely game building tools. Beamable is a node-based game building system. What else do I recognize from here? That's interesting. Shopify. I guess Shopify is what enables creators to build stores, right? So instead of needing to spend thousands of dollars to offer a store online or in person, this is like, I think the most you'd spend on Shopify on a monthly basis is like $250, right?
Yeah, depending on volume. Yeah.
Right. And that's just everything you need. So this thing is teaching me, at least, like, about this incredible web of interrelated pain points and like cures for those pain points that I didn't realize existed. It's helping me to understand like the relationships between a lot of these elements and how, you think about individual categories. You're like, oh, it's neat. People can run a store for almost nothing now. Oh, it's neat. People can make a video game for almost nothing now. And then what this makes me see is like, oh shit, the metaverse in like is like stretched across dozens and dozens of companies that all make it possible for people to know about it, to make it cheaply, to offer it to a zillion people. Like it's insane. Like it's mind-boggling.
There's going to be a huge push because I was watching a streamer today play Halo, and they literally spent $300 right there just to get costumes or whatever, and I was like, that's an NFT. I mean, that's pretty much what NFTs are, right there.
Well, are you familiar with Second Life? You messed with that back in the day?
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
So I know a guy, and this is going to be like I know a guy of a guy, but I know enough of these people well enough to have like seen their books. I didn't see this guy's books, but I worked with him on a bunch of projects, and I believe him. So you guys can take it with a grain of salt. But this dude early on in Second Life made a pair of sandals, and he worked out a way to like basically twist Second Life's arm technologically to allow a ZBrush model to be expressed in prior to any kind of sculpted model being easy to get into that game. But he kind of found like this crazy workaround through a pipeline of tools and so forth. He made a pair of like Nike style Velcro sandals, and last I heard it had earned him like 65 grand in the period of 2 years since he released them. It was just like one of these crazy stories that you hear a little bit about, but this is like over 10 years ago, right? So this has been brewing for a long time, and I think you're right. I think there is going to be a massive rush to offer different things in this space, like whatever it is. Like what can we think of something that isn't easy to anticipate? Like obviously sex, obviously fashion and bling and sort of like vanity. But what teaching, obviously, I think. What are people going to offer that what can we anticipate that's a little off the beaten path?
I think like whenever you buy a house, that could easily be done on the blockchain, right?
So you end up doing that virtual walkthrough in the metaverse.
Right? And then you purchase it, and you're basically purchasing an NFT that's the house.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So, because I think any contract that we would actually write, whether it be a deed or a car title or something like that, could easily be done on the blockchain. Like, hey, I have my car for sale. Let me put it up as an NFT.
Right.
It's for $16,000 for whatever car it is. If you buy it, you get the NFT and you get the ownership of the car and etc. Like.
So I wonder how a secondary sale would work in that situation. Like, okay, I'm going to sell my car now, and I guess you'd transfer the NFT as well, and instead of sort of like show me your license and registration, it's like let me scan your digital wallet and get your public key for that digital wallet, and I can check to see if your public key is signed to the metadata of this car title, right? And then it's okay, well, you own it, and you don't need, like, if that system is demonstrated to be trustworthy and like the custody chain of that data between everybody's devices is trustworthy, I think That might
This is
be
some cyberpunk shit.
right. Like, and so
Oh,
you
yeah.
can validate that, and you don't need the government to say you own it or you don't own it, right? This like, it could be literally autonomous technology that has no human like moderator. I don't know if actually
Right.
it's
It's all
possible
about
to have that stuff run
decentralization.
without
Well,
maintenance.
how do you arbitrate conflicts? Like if somebody steals your wallet?
Yeah, that's a good question, right? So
If it's
right
a
now,
hardware
if that
wallet.
happens in NFT, if somebody steals your wallet in crypto right now, then they got your shit, and that's it. As far as I know, I mean, I imagine there are. I wouldn't be surprised if there was insurance that you could buy on the blockchain.
The people are going to embed wallets
like
inside their
now.
physical bodies, man.
Mhm.
I mean, there's already people like modding their bodies and putting chips that their house electronics will identify their hands.
You can put chips in children now, like you do dogs, so you can track them. Just
Like
throwing
for
that out
fun?
there.
Like
Yeah, like if you wanted to, you can chip your children. And it's the same thing your cell phone does, but you're just
I'm
actually
out.
embedding it in them. But yeah, there was a lot of controversy about it because people were like, "I don't think it's ethical to chip."
I'm joining the Amish. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm out.
Hey man, I used to live right by the Amish. They're very nice people.
I still
Yeah, they
Did
are.
they ever sneak over to your house to watch TV?
No, I didn't live that close. They were like a 15-minute drive in a car, so like an hour and a horse and buggy probably.
My buddy lived near the Mennonites in upstate New York, and I always loved to hear about the Mennonite kid that like, or not kid, but adult that would sneak over to like watch Showtime and shit in the afternoon.
I passed one on because they're not allowed to have phones like at their house, but they could plug a phone into the power line at the edge of their property. And there would be like a girl on the phone just like talking the whole day.
Can we like establish like a new religion, Amish like, but just set the technological cap at like 2015,
I like
and then
that.
just leave it there?
You're like,
1998
okay,
or
so
something.
what are you trying to rule out with that 2015 timeline there?
Just really anything with. Yeah, you're right. 2010.
Even 2010, there's still a lot. I mean, I'd say like
Cell phones
95.
go back to the 90s, bro.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that I like ZBrush.
Yeah, that's true. But ZBrush goes back a spell as well. But yeah, what is the earliest version of ZBrush? Is that like 2006?
That was like 2001.
Honestly, even if we have
Yeah.
anything like digital sculpting, just Dynamesh and just the brushes, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
Just use
Yeah,
clay.
Dynamesh is like
Jebediah.
that's after R4, right?
Yeah, that was
Dig it
Initial
up,
release
from,
1999.
dig up your ZBrush from the yard.
Mm-hmm.
Sculpt it the way our forefathers did.
And the hairiest of mandibles has made it into the dojo. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, fellas?
Nice to have you here, brother.
Turn
Yes,
an
sir.
Amish, man. You in?
Oh, dude, I love me some Amish. Yoders, man. I got a bunch of them around me, actually.
They're great bowlers too.
Fuck yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that was that's
Yeah,
not too
bowls
far
twice
from
as
where
hard.
I lived. Yeah.
Now, are they allowed to have a pin setter when they're bowling, or
All right. No, we have to do it all by hand.
Just gotta run down there.
8 out of 1 not quite in the right
Good
place?
causing.
English.
I love that meme of like the Amish dude like staring intently, and he's like, when you see Mary Margaret churning the butter with enthusiasm, let me give her this blessing.
Let me give her this blessing.
Yeah. Or Mary Margaret's going to get this blessing. Oh, good times.
We're just gonna sculpt in physical. We're gonna go old school. All right, it's gonna be great. We're gonna make statues. Doing great. So Facebook is meta now?
That's what they're trying to tell us.
yeah.
So meta.
They changed
Dude.
something with Instagram too, so I was like, huh?
Yeah. Did anybody else get locked out of their Instagram?
Nope.
No.
No.
Don't you
Racist.
change your last name.
I'm telling you.
Change it to Smith or something. It would have left you alone.
Too late. Too late now. Ah, fuck them.
Yep, that's the answer.
They're going to continue to play their games. We'll see what we end up with.
Yeah. It's time for a replacement anyway.
Yep.
Tumblr.
Just go back to real life.
Depends.
That's the best replacement.
I wouldn't go that far. But...
Come on. What's so great about Facebook? What do you?
What's so great about real life?
Tammy's eating pasta tonight at Olive Garden. So glad I looked at this.
Yeah, I got off of Facebook a while back, but Instagram was nice for art.
Yeah, the art side of it is, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm currently writing
Station.
like a 60-day ban on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
See on my Instagram.
Your memes are too spicy, I tell you.
Yeah, dude, it wasn't even that spicy either. It was like kind of like I'm actually kind of shocked that that's the one that fucking got the attention. I was like, all right, whatever. I
Which
don't
one
even look
was
at
it?
this shit anyway.
What'd you post?
I can't remember what it was. Like it shows you like it's trying to like rub your like nose and shit like you're the dog that just fucking shit on the rug. I'm like, yeah, I know where the rug was. I did it. Did what I did. Should have put that rug there.
Nose in shit.
Damn right.
Anyway, go on.
Love that song.
House of Chains. Hell yeah.
Y'all ever see him live?
No.
Mm-mm.
I saw him in Dallas. Dave Mustaine was like passing a kidney stone and had to leave.
Oh God.
Wow.
Like a good time.
He tried to sing for like about 30 minutes. He was sitting there and he was like in pain. He was like, all right, I gotta go, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, he's screaming a lot this concert. Yeah.
Go give birth.
Ever seen that Family Guy clip of like Muddy Waters passing a kidney stone?
No.
Oh, yeah. This shit's funny as fuck.
Could you die from passing a kidney stone?
No, not really. It's painful.
Yeah, it just
Plausible, right?
Yeah.
If it's big enough or sharp enough and it shreds your urethra or whatever other.
I mean,
tubes
it'll come out like reddish, but like for the most part, if it's too big, you're gonna go through I forgot the term, but what the
Is
procedure
it an
was.
operation? Okay.
It's not really operate. Well, it depends on the person, right? If you're way overweight, then there's no way you're gonna do the that procedure. So they have to cut into you.
Oof.
But if you're not, they have this like machine, kind of like it like I forgot how it works, but it like breaks the kidney the stones.
Oh, like an
Yeah.
ultrasonic kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's asteroid, right? You're just shooting it till it gets smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see.
Oh man, did any of you ever watch?
Insert a
It's
quarter.
like each time they say that, it's just like a little tiny bit of relief. You're like, oh my god, you're playing so well. Oh yes. Oh, thank you.
Make that into a phone game.
It's a I can't even pronounce it.
Have people in the waiting room play that game while actually helping your family member.
Weren't they doing
so,
they kind of gamified like searching for cancer cells in people, right? Like this is way back in the day. I remember they were talking about this, where basically like they essentially were able to connect a type of game where you had to like go through and search for a lot of like they were eliminating data points by having people play like an asteroids type of game. They're just flying around this world. And then they had assessed these data points or like assign these data points to these like, you know, things in this game that people were going around and shooting. And then they would eventually find these rogue cells. And it was like, that was the way for them to like do this really extensive research into finding these rogue cells and finding these cancer cells was basically just turning into a game where people would spend a ton of time doing it because they were like, it's so taxing to try and find these things.
Yeah.
Games are the future, man.
Did you see the Borderlands 3 minigame that they added in?
Uh-uh.
Mhm.
They this was I don't know, probably a year ago at this point, if not longer. But they added essentially a little mini game, and all it's doing is it's figuring out how to map the human gut microbiome. But it's just a game in which you're stacking. It's like gene sequences or something like that, and you're just stacking it in the game, and they just gamified it. So they had like the article here.
You unfold them. I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's 1.6 million people playing a game that's actually like the information they're using from it is helping scientists like figure out more about gene sequences and stuff. Because computers can only do so much.
Right.
And typically, the way like the game, it's funny because if you wanted to like speed run the game, the way it's working is like everything's off by like a little bit, and you can just kind of figure out like what's going to be off, because it has to be like the whole point is you're like mapping it and like redoing it, but you only have so many moves to like get the most amount of points. And yeah, it was pretty interesting, and it seemed to work pretty well, and hopefully they got a lot of good information out of it. But it's cool to see a game company actually be like, hey, why don't we just throw something in? If you want to play it, you can play it. It'll help people. If you don't want to play it, then
that's cool.
play it.
Randy Pitchford could use all the image rehab he could get.
Yeah.
That's Gearbox, right?
Yeah.
Borderlands Gearbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like that. It's like that meme where like it'll be like, oh, could you help me find my cherished cousin? He's in 2 towns down that's 1,000 miles away. And you're like, oh yes, my lady, I shall. And then your mom's like, can you take out the trash? You're like, fuck you, mom. Hate you so much.
Hey, help me, maiden.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
put the clip in the chat.
Welcome, Bellhaven.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, what's going on, sister? What you gonna be working on?
I got this found this concept. So decided to just kind of, I like the shapes on it. So to start something new up for the night.
Nice. Who did
The kitty cat.
Do you know who the artist is on that one?
It was the same one as the line that I did. What's the name? Oh God. Ellen.
Oh God.
Oh God.
You devil.
Laura Lionel.
Oh, all right.
I don't know. I found them on Twitter. I got a
Sounds
bunch
like a
of
Harry Potter spell.
yeah, right. What are you guys up to?
Chilling and Ellen.
Bending polygons. Breaking normals.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking normal.
Nice, man.
Well, I put that family like clip in the chat. It's Muddy Waters passing a kidney stone.
Cool, thanks.
Is it something like that?
Yeah, it's the most funny shit ever.
Guaranteed.
Ever? That's a pretty high pedestal, buddy.
Yeah.
We don't talk about pedestals here.
I wanna. I don't know if it's a new like little just bug in this version, but it's like I keep noticing I'll work on a portion of the model, and then every once in a while, especially when I switch brushes, it's like it will only show the area that I'm affecting, and then like all the polygons around it are gone. Of course, it's not going to do it.
I've been having a lot of.
It's weird.
Whenever you move it,
it's like whenever I start affecting the mesh, it's like a graphical glitch. It's not actually affecting the mesh differently. It's just only showing the polygons I'm affecting, and then like there's a sort of like border around them, like the fall off or something, and those polygons will be gone. It's weird.
I thought it was like disappearing every time you rotate it. I was like,
No,
no,
it's
you
just-
have dynamics on.
It's happened probably like 15 times since I've started doing whatever I'm doing, but it's like it's just I hadn't
Oh, like
noticed
you
that
see
before.
numbers and shit whenever you move it, like you.
Like the Matrix.
See like rainbows and like force and
That happened to me. I'm not using the new version.
Oh yeah,
I'm using
I don't know, I just took this pill. I don't know. There's just like this little tab of paper on my desk. I took it, put it on my tongue, and then like I don't know. ZBrush is being really fucking weird, man. Whoa.
Buddy, baby, everything all right in there?
Oh, I think I'm about to pass a kidney stone.
Buddy?
There you go.
Solid.
That's amazing.
Solid.
Nice.
There's some like fucking cutaways that are just gold.
Oh, there it is again. It's doing it.
Yep.
Everybody look. Everybody
Oh, that's
look.
weird.
Yeah.
I
See?
did.
It's like
Where we're
everything's
looking, what's
gone
on?
except for everything's gone except for this area. Like
That you're sculpting
really
on?
weird.
yeah, that was affecting it. See,
Yeah, supposedly they're
some other
gonna
people
send out
post
an update.
it's kind of fun.
Bye bye.
It's like Mario Paint, man. Whoa, look what I made.
Fucking Mario
Oh,
Paint.
my
Well,
God.
I think you should live with those marks.
Yeah, let's get into this. I don't know what the hell I'm doing anyway. Yeah.
I don't know why remove from stream is above solo layout or exit solo layout in this
Right.
interface here, but I'm afraid I'm going to accidentally remove somebody every time I do this.
So you can axe people whenever they're unruly or, whenever their dish doesn't make the cut.
Brother, I'm just trying to give you some
I
love.
appreciate it.
No.
Mhm.
Ain't nobody get out here without singing the blues.
You mean that girl with them big titties?
Back face masking. Back face masking.
Oh, Harry, Mandibles.
Mhm.
Did you isn't Ghostbusters out today?
Yes.
Are you gonna go see it?
I would love to go see movies. I just don't have the time. Actually, I might, man. I got the in-laws coming in. Like, 'cause I want to try to like sneak off, and I want to see Venom 2 just to see it. But yeah,
Yeah, I heard
would
it was
go
pretty
see
good.
I mean, I've heard it's like the more decent Marvel movie that's been put out. Like, I caught Shang-Chi last weekend and was not impressed.
Oh yeah. That's why I said, don't think of it as a Marvel movie.
I didn't. It was fucking rough.
Dude, I feel like those movies, like it's like that and the Eternals. I mean, I haven't seen either of those, but like a lot of
I
these
heard that
Marvel
one
movies,
was pretty bad.
like to
But I
me, a
was
lot of the
saying-
appeal is like these costumed heroes, and I'm like, when you just have these like just like some dude in a suit, right? It's just not that appealing. Like Captain America, like Black Panther, like these characters are like they're different than just some guy in a regular guy in a suit. And like I feel like design wise, that's part of the knock for me, where I'm just like I look at it and I'm like, it's just some guy. I don't know.
Well, they don't know how to fucking do villains in the Marvel universe either. Like,
Well, yeah, that's a
and
huge problem.
That's really what defines the hero is the opposite, And like they like that, but they don't know what they're fucking doing with any of that shit. They really don't. It's fucking stupid.
I think they don't know what to do anymore is really what it is. It's like
Well,
they had it. It was
maybe
going for a while, and now they're trying to change, like mix it up a little bit, and I don't think it's
It's
appealing
their-
anymore.
Hurt our expectation.
Yeah, it's their entry into the woke Olympics. So
Go indie.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of I think
hopefully
it's
they
just
metal.
I think it's just harder to like people are just kind of burn out on it. So it's like, all right, well,
There
what else
is
you
the
got?
fatigue, and
Well, they also want to know.
agree.
They want to watch people they know. Like people aren't going to just go watch another random group of superheroes that you don't care about.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's. I mean, again, like they don't know what to do with the toys they have. It's almost as if like there isn't like 80 years of source material to fall back on and get a fucking idea from. Who might have point that out?
That would involve reading.
Exactly. Fucking
Yeah,
effort.
hard pass.
Yeah.
You fucking nerd.
Yeah, what?
Right.
Sphinx should just print money. All right.
Exactly. You don't know this thing. You know the thing. Come on.
I mean, you got to hand it to them. They've done well for a while because it's like, look at, Warner Brothers, and they've had, Superman and Batman and like, these pretty huge list of characters. And I'm still happy overall with a lot of things that they've done, but like it's been pretty rough. They've had a hard time, man. And you're like, these are Batman's the most known popular superhero in the world, arguably, and at least before all this comic book movie stuff was coming along, for sure. I mean,
Inframan.
Yeah, I mean, he's huge too, obviously.
They get hung up. They get in the fucking weeds about shit too. I mean, like when Ben Affleck did the Daredevil movie, like there were aspects of that movie I liked, but there was so much that was fucking way wrong with that fucking shit. And like I remember like putting it on again, like when it came out on DVD, just to like see it, and I like put on the behind the scenes thing. And there was this bit where these two fucking yahoos were like going off about how they like spent like months and months and months trying to get the right color of red for the fucking suit. And I'm just like, okay, fucking done.
Just grab a swatch, bro.
That's
not
where
that
you
hard.
put your effort. That's the hill you're dying on. That's what you think is going to define this movie. Like, okay, you guys have fun. Best of luck.
That's interesting. Like, what do you guys think would be like the next kind of go-to genre? It was like I feel like the one of the big ones of the early thousands. It was like everybody was trying to do 3D. Like it was just like, oh, as long as it's a 3D animated movie, like it's going to do awesome. And then I feel like shortly, probably 8 years later, it was probably Iron Man. And then that was like when the superhero genre kind of took off. Like, what's the next genre?
I mean, but like all of that stuff though, like the initial run with the Marvel Universe, like they had a plan and they did it, and like I felt like for the most part they executed very well. And it wasn't until like Captain Marvel when shit fucking derailed. Like, that was like the fucking tumor that was found. And then Infinity War is when it died, and Endgame was its wake, and everything since is just people fighting over the fucking will. So,
yeah, it's hard too. It's like, I know one of the things it seems like specifically with that movie that they do is like when they like raise the stakes, right? They keep raising the stakes, and then they bring in a character like that that's like so overpowered. You're just like, they're like, oh yeah, well this is like, all that other stuff that was like a big threat. It's like not really that big of a threat. You're like, well, what? I don't know, man. Like you said it was.
if you watch Loki, none of it fucking matters now. Like they basically fucking like diluted everything.
I started watching it and I just was not interested, honestly. Like I just kind of was like,
it's passable. Like
yeah,
like,
I didn't.
You can totally skip it. Like there was like 1 or 2 episodes that I thought had some like good stuff, but for the most part, it's just sort of like you spend your whole time like wondering if this like whole like time cop organization has any kind of like physical required for all of their fucking like minions to pass in order to become one.
No, you can be 200 pounds overweight. It's not a problem.
Exactly. Yeah. Everything's good until you run up the stairs. Like,
yeah, because everybody knows athleticism and overweight just go hand in hand.
There was a lot of like I have to like when I have to suspend my disbelief on something like that and something where we're talking about like manipulating time, then you failed. there's a serious like failure right there. Like I don't know. Just like and they do things like I think the pitfall they're running into now is they feel like they have to like follow up with like a grand scale thing like fucking Thanos like wanting to take out half of all life in existence. Like
yeah, like you don't need to keep raising the stakes. Like you can actually just branch out from and like essentially restart, like start over again. They've done that in comic books so many times too. That always drives me crazy. Where like they always have these events. Yeah, well, I mean they do all these events, right? Like, well, okay, I hate the gimme. Like they've done this in comics so many times too, where they'll have like the world the every comic event, right? It's like everything's colliding, Secret Wars, like all these all these books are tied in, and then they'll have like oh, Pandora's box, it's going to reset everything. Or like this one character that's like, oh, this, Galactus or like some ethereal being that will like snap their fingers and like, it's all reset kind of deal. And it's just like, man, you don't have to do that. Like I get the whole synergy idea. They want everything like, everyone to feel like they have to be, buying every book and watching every movie and all that. But it's tired. And I think if you just give people like these good stories and they just like not worry so much about it being so grand. I mean, I think it worked to their credit for what it was in the movie universe. But yeah, like this idea that kind of as you were saying, like the raising of the stakes constantly to be the next big bad. It's like maybe just like simplify it.
Small scale shit. Like there are things that like they could have done that kind of amazes me. Like there was like so much like low hanging fruit that like because like I guarantee She-Hulk is going to be a travesty when that could have been like Marvel's fucking Night Court. Like you could have like it would be fucking hilarious, and it's the perfect setup to do something like that with that character. I mean, like it basically like John Byrne kind of did that with her in the 90s. But then like I'll say this about WandaVision is it took a character who was like C-list, D-list, and like everybody wound up loving her. It was like the Agatha Harkness character, So like you can take these obscure characters and like I mean that's basically Guardians of the Galaxy. Like they were fucking like I knew about them like because that was like one of the few comics my grocery store would fucking have when I was a kid. So I was like reading the old school shit. But then like that version of Guardians of the Galaxy is like something that came in later, like in the 2000s. But like that's another example. Like you can do the story well, and then suddenly you'll care about the characters. Like there's a lot of shit they could fucking do. Like the one, like it would have been a golden opportunity, and they fucking like didn't jump on it. Like they could have done. There was this like mini series called Damage Control, and it's all about the people that have to like clean up after a fucking superhero.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think
Warner Brothers.
They could have taken that concept and done it like the fucking Office, and you could have had cameos from like all the fucking like all the big people. It could just like make small parts and do like little like that would have been fucking.
Didn't they try and didn't Warner Brothers do that? Didn't
they
have a
something
show
with DC that because like there's something like that with DC. Like I have not been able to.
It was
find
like that. It was like a camera
Yeah.
sitcom, like The Office.
Yeah.
It was totally like they were trying to do that.
Like that would have been, dude. That would have been gold.
Yeah, I think they did a show like that. Forgot what the name of that show was.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of what they were doing with MODOK?
I couldn't watch MODOK. I tried, and then it like it just I don't know.
I didn't even know they had a MODOK show.
It's
It's an animated show.
It's an animated with Patton Oswalt.
Yeah, it's okay. Like I mean, I couldn't get through like I couldn't get past one episode. Like that was like I watched one. I was like, I don't really.
Yeah. The whole like MODOK with a family was so weird to me.
It's like I don't like MODOK was
Just
like he went from being this like fucking like dorky villain to like now it's just kind of like fun to like play with him and make him this like kind of a fucking walking joke in a way. Like
he's the Aquaman.
I've never really cared for like the treatment of it, of like making it like kind of funny with him. It just doesn't work for me.
I mean, he looks stupid. Come on, like admit it.
Oh yeah,
that's why that's the low hanging fruit. Admit it. Tell me.
Like the coolest thing was when like the Serpent Society fucking killed him in Captain America, like back in I don't know, late 80s, early 90s or something like that. Like that was it. That was like the crowning moment for me with that character, was like watching him get fucked up by these people dressed up like snakes.
Back in my
best
day.
Best thing Marvel ever did was Daredevil season 1.
Yeah,
that was it.
That was fire, dude.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good. Well, and a great villain too. Like
I have zero faith in Moon Knight, and that sucks because that like
he's like the psychotic Batman of the Marvel universe, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do like here's another thing that they could like that blows me away that they didn't take this approach with the Punisher, because I fucking hate the take that they did. I like John Bernthal as Frank Castle, like he's good, but when they try to like fucking remove the mafia connection to killing his family and turn it into the government, I was just kind of like, I don't really fucking like this. It didn't really work. But like, dude, all you got to do with the Punisher is make it like an anthology series where every episode is one complete story, and have it done, like each episode done by a fucking different like director. It would be amazing. You know, you'd get like just a simple, like quick fucking hit, and everyone, you know, that would have been fucking awesome. You just do Punisher War Journal, call it that.
I would love that.
Dude,
So basically, what you're saying is they just need to hire you, and you'll fix everything for them.
Maybe. Let me just like walk through the office and mushroom stamp people out. Like, you're gone. Just add enough of your shit.
Just
You
like
don't know the
what a
content,
billion-dollar
get the fuck
company
out.
needs.
Seriously, I like, if you give me the budget, I could give Kevin Feige a run for the fucking money.
Pull a pre-president Donald Trump. You're fired.
Unfortunately, it's never that easy. That's the sad part.
I know.
And that's what Warner Brothers has yet to understand, surprisingly, is they have so many people that try to write their own story, so many producers that want to have their stamp on the movie, and so many people that have legacy to the properties that they want to, you know, they want to do this with it or do that with it, and it's never the director's decision. The director's just there to put the pieces together that everybody else is like pulled out of the box, and it's
just
very unfortunate.
he's just a manager.
Yeah, and a lot of times that's exactly what they are, and you can tell the difference between a director and a manager in a lot of films, because it's so easy to tell.
Do you think they are making movies for you guys, for us, or are they making movies for who they think are kids now that they want to sort of own?
For us, they're making them for us because we buy 2 tickets. We buy them for us and our kids.
Yeah, but they're also
We're the
making
target demographic.
They're also making it so that they can keep fucking rebooting it. Like like reboots exist because like a license only lasts for a set amount of years, and then they have to make a fucking reboot or like something with it in order to retain the license. Like that's why we've been seeing so many reboots in the past like decade or so. Is because all of these fucking titles have like fucking like dried up, but like they still sell, so they have to fucking like re-up on it to retain the merchandising rights, more or less.
Merchandising.
So it's like they really don't give a shit. Like they don't. Like they just fucking, as long as they crank it out, they're like, yeah, fucking people will watch it. And that's true, because there is like the normal.
Well, the licensors are the ones demanding that they keep making shit. So it's
the people that own the properties.
Like it's Marvel saying, you got to make another movie or we're going to give it to somebody else and we'll get our movie money there.
I mean, I'm actually more excited for like the stuff Sony's doing than what Disney's like cranking out. Like Venom, I'll watch. I just want to see it. I just want to see the symbiotes animated. That's my only draw to like go see that movie. But I'm kind of interested in the Morbius movie that's coming out.
Yeah, that looks interesting.
I don't know. I think Leto can pull that off. Like, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah,
my
he was
only
a great
thing,
Joker.
My only thing is I hate that all these comic book movies are using the same actors in all these different roles. It just bugs the shit out of me. Because I'm like, yeah, it's the Joker. Now he's a different guy in a different movie in a different franchise from a different title altogether. It's like Fantastic Four. You have the Human Torch as Captain America. It's like, although I will say he made a great Captain America, but at the same time, I'm like, how do you?
I do like
I don't like it.
When they said that he was playing Cap, I was like, fuck that. Like that. Like, I mean, I think he was the only good thing about like the old or those like initial like Fantastic Four movies. Like,
I like the Thing. I like the look of the Thing.
Yeah,
I thought the actor did a pretty good job. But yeah, those two were pretty much the only thing I really
Michael
liked.
Chiklis.
Yeah.
Old Chickless.
And y'all see the Roger Corman Fantastic Four that was like, yeah.
I saw the documentary on it. That was
I didn't know there was a documentary on it. That sounds great.
Dude, I had a poster.
I think it was on Prime
I had a poster of that shit up on my wall as a kid.
Oh, right on.
As I love the Fantastic Four. Like they were my real true introduction to Marvel. Was like the old school Alex Toth Fantastic Four cartoon. That's like one of the like first like cartoon memories I have is that one.
Yeah, my first one was Hulk and Thor. Those are my first intros into comics.
Yeah, it was then it was the Hulk because of the Bill Bixby series, and then Spider-Man. And they used to do the those like the old school like Marvel cartoons where they would just kind of like animate comic panels by hand, but it had the catchy like tunes like the Hulk fucking song and like all that shit was fucking great, dude.
What got me more into comics was it was a book I forgot. Jonathan Hicks's Infinity. That was the one that got me more into comics.
Which one?
It's just called Infinity. It's like a picture of Thanos with a gauntlet.
Oh, the Infinity Gauntlet?
No, not Infinity Gauntlet. It was just called Infinity. It was the story where Thanos was killing all his kids.
Sounds like a lovely story.
Well, that's a Star Wars episode.
Get into comic books.
Yeah, I could see why that could get you into a genre.
Yeah.
It's just killing us though for like 8 comic books.
Oh, I love this comic book. It's all about infanticide. It's great. This guy, I'm a comic book lover forever.
Just about to get a fucking racing form, and I see this book, and it's like kids die. I was
There's
like,
no other. Yeah,
Bye.
it's just called Infinity.
All right, cool.
I don't know how to describe it.
You sold us.
It was like the prequel to like the
God bless Carpenter. It just blows right past it, man.
His own world. He's
just like,
he's gonna get his point across, motherfucker.
It's like, to hell with your guys' criticism.
I'm with
What?
you, John.
Who does he
What?
kill? Who does he kill in it?
Can't believe you said that, John.
Said
How
what?
dare you?
There's more to that story, but you know.
Oh my god! I can't. I'm done. I can't.
I never followed Thanos. Oh, the comic book that I always wanted to be good, but never really found any that were that good was Ghost Rider. I loved the look of Ghost Rider, but never found any books that I liked.
That's funny. I was just talking
Circle
about
of
it
Four.
with my buddy. I like the Danny Ketch version of Ghost Rider. That was my favorite.
Oh, you like
one.
Danny Ketch?
I do, just because like the John Blaze one was like interesting, but like Danny Ketch was more the version of Ghost Rider, like that spirit, like what he did to people, I thought was like truly fucking like terrifyingly awesome. Because he had like the penance there where like he'd go after the people that just did something fucking heinous, and then like he'd look into their eyes and like project basically what they did to whoever back into them like 1,000-fold, so that they basically got like consciousness for their fucking actions. And I thought that was like a fucking amazing way to like just fuck somebody up for being an evil shit.
Oh yeah.
I
Let us
like
make this technology real.
Clayton Crane did he did an amazing version looking of Ghost Rider, but the comic wasn't great, but I liked his look. It's actually one of the books on my wall was his version of Ghost Rider.
Let's see it.
That one. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know where my camera is.
All right,
I liked his version of that one. That Ghost Rider all the way on that one. He's like on the motorcycle with I think a mace or something. But yeah, I liked his version. And then they did an old timey one, which I actually thought was pretty good, where he's actually on the horse, the flaming horse.
Oh yeah,
judging people. I thought that was pretty cool.
That was the well, no, there was there was another version, another character called Ghost Rider that like wasn't like tied. He was like part of like the Western like characters they had like way back in the day. And he was like,
seen 10,000 BC Ghost Rider?
No.
10,000
Just
BC.
Google it. It's fucking. It's literally like a caveman Ghost Rider with a flaming mammoth.
What?
I gotta see this.
Jesus.
Oh, that's
Oh wow,
fucking
that's
amazing.
actually pretty cool.
I kind of like that.
It's like so ridiculous, but
Anybody got it on their screen? Anybody put it on their screen?
yeah, I got it on mine.
All right.
There it is.
I still like the gorilla on the locomotive.
That's awesome.
That's badass. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking sick.
Yeah. But yeah, writing wise, I never liked any of his stuff, but look wise, I always thought Ghost Rider had the coolest look.
It was a cool, like,
Oh, yeah,
I'm not
he's-
sure about the story, because what they were trying to do was like, oh, the Avengers existed, like, long, long ago. And that's what they were trying to do. So they had, like, Odin, Ghost Rider,
It looks like
the Ancient
Phoenix.
One, and someone who was the Phoenix Force. And that was,
Yeah,
like,
'cause
the
it says-
original, supposedly, Avengers.
Oh, sure. Dude, like this was like this one's on my spinner rack. This was like my favorite issue of like the old Iron Man. It had like one of the like gnarliest like death scenes that I've seen in a Marvel comic. Because you've got like Ghost and Spy Master, who are like two shitty characters, and they're like trying to steal like Stark Tech or whatever, and so they try to like kind of like the Ghost dude like pulls a fast one. He's like, "Hey, let's work together," and so like Tony Stark trying to chase him out of the building, and he puts the tech on that lets him on Spy Master that lets him like go through walls, and he shoves him through a wall. So he goes like halfway through, and he steps over him and like takes it off while he's in the wall and just fucks him up.
Damn.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Did you ever see
Very
like
rude.
when they would do that with Kitty Pryde? She would like teleport someone through a wall and then just like leave them.
Yeah.
That shit was pretty cool. I guess she did that with Juggernaut, right? Did she do that in that?
I'm the
terrible
Juggernaut,
movie?
bitch.
Yeah, that's what he did. The whole I'm the Juggernaut. Which I didn't like that Juggernaut. I thought he was one of the worst looking Juggernauts.
That was Vinnie Jones, wasn't it?
That's
Yeah.
Vinny Jones, yeah.
The one in Deadpool. Was
I like
pretty
Vinny
cool, though.
Jones, but yeah,
Yeah,
that wasn't a
That was
good.
my favorite one.
That
Because the
wasn't a
one in
good-
Deadpool, I was like, damn, that looks terrifying. Like,
Oh yeah, that's Ryan Reynolds.
What?
Is it really? As,
Yes, he did. That
As
was
Juggernaut?
his voice. He did the voice of Juggernaut.
Oh, really?
What?
I think so. Now I'm touching myself, but
Carbon.
Carbon.
You
look
know,
it up.
my audience requires the most accurate of information.
We're gonna get flamed in the comment section.
Get your shit straight, son.
Yeah, I like the Deadpool movies. It sucks they never added them to Disney Plus, and probably never will. But... Damn Disney.
it was
Plus.
Ryan Reynolds.
Boom. Here we go.
Alrighty.
Had me think because Colossus is played by like 3 people. That's why.
Huh.
All doing the voice at the same time.
No, it was they
It's
had
like
it
already
weird. They
rolling
had like
1, 2,
one
3.
guy to do the face, and then one guy to be on the stilts, and then one guy to do the voice. So it was
Does
like
the still
3
kind really
people.
count though?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
can't they get someone that can do a Russian accent and stilts?
He was
Yeah,
he was doing
seriously.
the movement and shit. I guess.
I'm blaming you, Carbon, for all of this.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, still
Yeah,
guy, how
Carbon.
good is your Russian accent?
Yeah.
Mold the bud. All right, hey, good enough.
You're still only guy. Right, it's not bad, is he?
Sorry, pal.
Oh, mamma mia!
Italian all of a sudden.
Arrivederci.
Close enough. Get in here.
Hi.
Be our guy.
Well, that's what they did with Abe Sapien in the first Hellboy. It was a different actor and then a different voice, and then the second one they were like, just let him do the voice and the acting.
Oh, yeah, like what's his name? Doug Jones, right?
Yeah.
Actually, the guy that did the voice for the first one did even want a credit for it because he said that Doug Jones did all the work. He didn't want the credit for it.
What a champ. And they were like, thank you. Yeah, exactly. I know. They're like, thank you for being such a good guy. There's the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, Doug Jones was probably like, that's great. Can I get your pay instead of mine then?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Doug Jones is awesome.
Yeah. It's funny. I remember seeing there was a guy, I took George Shell, his he had a mask class.
Brought
And
back some images.
Jordu Shell.
Yeah, we all shared our feet in the
where did he touch
in
you?
the dojo. But yeah, go ahead.
What? Because I don't understand.
He was
you don't know?
accused. He was accused of taking pictures of one of his assistants that was female and focusing on her feet.
Totally believable.
Seemed to have a history of that as well.
It's completely believable.
Mm.
Like he would just talk like to all the women in the class the whole time, and he just it was like he never did anything that was like overtly like what's going on here. It was just always like if somebody would make a joke that like people would laugh at, he'd make a point to like take the attention away from them as quickly as possible and put it back on himself. Like he's the star, like
right.
And to his credit, like he's
people like that.
That's so
like to fuck with.
Yeah, he's obviously a badass artist. The class was really cool. I don't even remember why I started talking about Georgie Shell now.
Did you something about your feet?
Oh, we were talking about Doug Jones. Yeah, no, yeah. All right, I was just looking for the segue. All right, here we go, guys. Here's my feet. There was, I think it was his assistant at the time. Like she, was like on Instagram and like a lot of the people in the class connected. And I remember she was like friends with this guy who was like a young Doug Jones. I was like, this is gonna be the next guy. Like he was like really tall and thin and had this like really great, unusual look to him. And he was already starting to do movies. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I feel like I'm seeing this guy before he's totally going to be famous and be doing these kind of roles one day. But I mean, probably much in the same way as Doug Jones, like took decades of him doing like these suits and other things and just always being, in prosthetics. And then people were like, hey, this guy actually is like pretty good actor too.
Well, that's what they say is like, it's not that it's so hard to do. It's just, can you sit in a chair for 8, 10, 12 hours and let people put shit on your face? And like, that's surprisingly hard to do. So I like a lot of who's the guy that played Beast?
The first one or the second one?
There were multiple Beasts.
Yeah, there's the original. I like the
Kelsey Grammer.
The look of the original.
Kelsey Grammer. That's what he said. He would never do another one just because he didn't want to do the process or whatever.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd say I'd like to do it, but at the same time, it's like you never know how you're going to react to just sitting there, having all that shit get put on you for hours, for days, for weeks.
Well, fuck. I mean, I can't imagine like how long that took to apply all that shit to Rebecca Romijn Stamos when she did Mystique.
Took me 2 hours to put that fucking latex on my face for Halloween. So
yeah,
letting you know it takes fucking forever, and then removing it sucks.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean,
take it off.
You can just watch shows. I mean, they don't even need to be doing anything really, like while it's happening. Like I always just think that's so funny when they're just sitting there looking in the mirror the whole time. I'm like, just put your fucking phone on and put Netflix. What the hell are you doing? Like, most of the time, it's not like they need your eyes. Like, just look straight forward and watch some shit.
Yeah, you ungrateful bastard.
Yeah, fucking just sitting on your ass all for 8 hours. Ooh.
Oh, I'm Kelsey Grammer, and I will never do it again. I had to sit in a chair early in the morning and earn millions of dollars. Oppressed me.
If I go 2 hours without
it, almost sounded like Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. My name is Morgan Freeman.
I am the beast.
I am the beast. I am the beast.
I am a motherfucking beast.
Shoot this
Fuck
motherfucker.
around and find out.
Shoot this motherfucker right here. That was a movie that, like, that's one of the few movies where they fucking strayed so far away from the original content that, and it was still kind of like decent. I liked Wanted, but if they had, and I think they made that too early. If they had made that like right when like Marvel shit was peaking, it would have fucking blown things out.
What movie is this you're talking about?
Wanted.
Oh, yeah, I never saw that.
Dude, read the comic. The comic is fucking great.
I don't know how to read.
Read.
That's that Zach Galifianakis. He has like 5-second characters, and he's just like, so he goes, "Let me borrow your glasses really quick," and then he just goes, "This is called the pretentious illiterate," and he goes, "I don't know how to read."
He's like the timid pimp, and he's this is a timid pimp calling one of his hosts. Yeah, Tammy. Yeah, I'll hold.
I like this fucking coach who's like, "Where are y'all? A bunch of girls or something?" Just fucking like it's like his only motivational thing he can say.
He hasn't done another stand-up anything.
Yeah, it's been a while, huh?
We made all that hangover bucks. And he's like,
Yeah.
fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Fun fact: he was on tour with Mitch Hedberg when Mitch Hedberg passed away.
It was his fault.
Well, Mitch Hedberg wanted to do a shit ton of heroin to then be clean at the end of it. I don't know.
That always works.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what it was the same Chris Farley method. I'm going to have to be clean, so I'm going to go and just do a shit ton of it and then be clean. And unfortunately, they don't make it to the get clean part.
That's sad, dude. Mitch Hedberg was fucking great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did they actually
Two
just had
Ferns
a...
was really, really funny.
Oh, yeah.
What now?
Between Two Ferns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That show's, yeah.
Y'all see the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's really
Oh,
good. Yeah.
Yeah, they just came out. I think it was on YouTube. I thought they released a documentary on Chris Farley. That was really good. But yeah, he's one of those guys, man, that like it's weird when you get sad about people you don't know at all, like dying.
Yeah.
And that's one of those ones that's still like, I'll be like, man, that just sucks because he's just, he's just like he's just one of those people you can tell was like he was kind of tortured, like. He loved putting on a show and making people laugh, but he just didn't believe in himself, like he just always, he never thought he deserved the success he had. And then when he was off SNL, you could see that he was just so worried about like being successful and people liking him and like that he just thought he was worthless and he just didn't believe in himself. And that was like part of what obviously drove him to do what he did. He's just like a tormented guy. And you're like, damn, man, like, no, people loved you. Like you brought a lot of joy to a lot of people, and it's just like that just sucks when they can't get it. They don't understand. Like they don't believe it. They all think it's a lie.
God, can you imagine if he was around now and he did his like Chris Farley show where he's like, remember that shit? Like the opportunities that he would fucking have would be amazing.
Do you remember that time you were the Terminator? You said I'll be back. That was awesome. That was awesome.
So good, man.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite bits. Yeah, he was. It's funny. I remember him dying because that was at like a weird time where I was really just starting to get into like finding out what I liked comedically, and that one hit hard more than like Kurt Cobain or any of the other like notable deaths around the 90s. But that one was rough.
Yeah, it's weird.
Where's
like,
Louis C.K.? Did he get uncanceled yet?
Oh, dude,
Kinda,
he's been doing stand up, dude, and it's fucking raw.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, he's been back at it,
He
man.
released a special, like a year ago, and then he's been touring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
he's
you
with
can
the-
go on
released a
YouTube
special?
and you can go on YouTube and like listen to his sets. It's fucking amazing. He's just like, so how's everybody's year going? It's like that is not as crazy as mine.
It's like, so yeah, I like his thing where he talks about, because he actually talks a little bit about what happened and whatnot.
Oh yeah, he addresses it.
I like his one part where he's like, even Obama knows my thing. Like,
Dude, like,
What-
yeah,
what is
it's
it? What are you gonna do? Take away my birthday?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah, dude. Like, I think it just made him funnier because, like, he's pretty much untouchable. It's like, what are you gonna do to him at this point? He can say whatever the fuck he wants. Like, so it's like it's got to be like liberating for him. To like, I mean, it sucks, but like, oh my god, like his. Like,
Is Dave Chappelle like done with stand up or just specials?
He's probably just done with Netflix.
yeah, I think he was taking a break. He was doing those as like a series, and then I think he's going to do something else for a while.
I mean,
I think he was doing like a documentary that he put out or some shit. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he did a documentary as well.
Well, he's touring. With
So he's not
Rogan,
doing
too.
shit with Netflix anymore.
The last one was like he said was his like last like special like with them, and then
He's still gonna do
he's on
stand
tour
up,
with
but
Joe
he's just
Rogan.
gonna be be
gotcha.
like doing He's still gonna do stand. He's a drifter. He's like when he does stand up, he like does stand up and just leaves. Like that's how he does. Like he's been doing it before he made his comeback. He was doing just that. That's how he's been making money. Like he came to Austin like before his first stand up. It was in Austin. That was the one they recorded for his for the special. And then he left again, came to San Antonio, and then did like a secret not special, but like show here, and then left again. Like he just does whatever the fuck he wants and disappears.
That works.
Did anyone
Hey,
watch the Joe Rogan, Alex Jones, other guy podcast on TV?
Somebody shared it.
Tim Pool, Michael Malice.
There's too many people. I couldn't focus on it. It was just too much talking. Was it any good?
I haven't seen it either, but it's got like 2 million views already. So,
I watched
Captain, appreciate you being here, brother. Thank you very much. But yeah, it looks. I mean, anytime Alex Jones and Joe Rogan are together, I'm interested.
Well, at one point, Joe Rogan actually calls him out because there's like 6 people with mics, and then Alex Jones starts talking. One of the guys interrupts him, and Joe Rogan's like, "You guys don't know how to do this?" He's like, "You take turns. One person talks, and you listen, and then the next person talks." You could tell even he was kind of getting annoyed, but it's hard, man. Doing a podcast.
Jogan leaves about 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
Like,
I was gonna say he doesn't stay long, and then I mean, there's like how many people are in that room? Like 6 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
It was
There was a lot. But like
It's a trailer, right?
Yeah, they're in a trailer. Yeah.
You had like I like Michael Malice like when he's like one-on-one with somebody, but when he's in a group, it's just sort of like he tries to like pin people down with a question, and he's like he leans on being an anarchist. So like no matter what you say, it's not going to be the right answer for him. And he just kind of like it's like he sets the rules for himself, to kind of stay on top of people. Like, but I like him like. But when he's like around a group of people like that and he just starts getting like snippy, I get like bored.
Yeah. Watch Michael Malice with Lex Friedman. Those are amazing.
Yeah,
Those
I
are
love Lex Friedman. Like that's good stuff.
Yeah, Lex Friedman is like very underrated. Like he's really, really fun to watch. He has really interesting people.
Mm-hmm. He's a good head on his shoulders, man.
Oh yeah.
He gives head on his shoulder.
He does.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Right at the end of every show.
But he has very, very special relationship with Michael Malice. It's very, very special. I love it when those two are together. Every time they try to like do other wacky shit to make each other break Yeah, I guess
Don't you
they're.
try and break up with me, you son of a
No,
bitch.
no, they're gonna stay together forever.
That's right.
Speaking of, any of you guys watching season 2 of Tiger King?
I figured that's out. Like, I gotta see that shit though, because I caught like some fucking news clip the other day where like all the people that like set him up have like come forward and said that like, yeah, we were just bullshitting to fucking get him in jail, and that they might like overturn.
Wait, is that real?
Or something? Yeah.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah, I watched the first episode, and there's like a couple people that are like, yeah, I don't think he actually did any of that shit. We were just saying that he did.
trolling.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing is they were
Well, that's
supposed
perjury,
to meet,
right?
Yeah.
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 They were supposed to meet with
Sure.
Donald Trump Jr. to talk about getting him out, and then the day they were supposed to meet him is when Trump got COVID, so they couldn't meet with him. And then they were supposed to meet with Trump to try to get him out the last day, and then that was when they did the Capitol storming.
Oh,
So
God.
it's like the 2 times they were actually going to try to get him out, like crazy shit happened. I'm like, oh, that's
So that
not
bitch Carol
big.
Baskins is behind it all.
Yeah.
She set up all of January 6th just to keep him in prison.
Yeah, it seems kind of interesting. I don't know. I couldn't watch Making a Murder season 2 just because
I couldn't either.
Like
I
I just feel like
watched
there's
it.
no new
It was-
information, so it's kind of awkward watching it. You just
Yeah.
feel sad.
What
Did
I
anybody
gathered
watch
from it was-
Arcane?
I've only caught the first 2 episodes because like my daughter was
Oh.
watching it with me, and like she
I hear it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. Like, and I was actually impressed that like
Arcane?
that League like Riot Games
Yeah.
fucking put out something like that.
They're doing a bunch of stuff.
Oh
right?
yeah,
Different
that's
games.
it's
The
based
League of
off of
Legends
League
game.
of Legends, right? Yeah.
Dude, like
Yeah.
it's
Good.
I would rather I'd rather they just make movies than make games, because then there's no fucking rage, and like they get like
No
characters
toxic
right,
community
like they
to deal
do
with.
backstories well. Like it's cool, man, and the
Nice.
visuals are.
Did
fucking-
they actually make it, or did they hire a studio to make it?
I don't know.
Wow, that looks really cool.
It's like, yeah, it's gorgeous. Like
Holy shit.
the first 2 episodes I really liked, and I was kind of expecting it to be another like Netflix shit show, but it's
Yeah.
very well done.
Arcane. I hear a lot of people
I might-
recommending.
I might give that Cowboy Bebop a try because I've.
Oh
heard
yeah, I
some
was
good
curious if
things.
anybody had watched that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've,
it's kinda
I've
curious.
been hearing someone say it was pretty good, so I might give it a try.
What do you mean,
Don't
Cowboy
watch.
Bebop?
Don't watch. What is it? Red Alert. I mean, well, unless you know what kind of
Red
shit
Notice?
movie it's gonna be. Red Notice. Yeah, I watched it last night. I knew. I was like, I know this is gonna be shit, but I was like, maybe it'll be kind of fun. Nah, it's just shit. It's just a trash movie. You're like, oh, okay.
Oh, it's silly.
Oh, celebrities.
Ryan Reynolds doesn't do it
Wow. I mean, Ryan Reynolds just is himself. Everybody is just literally. I'm like,
Yeah.
you just put these people in this movie, and you're like, what's my character? You.
Right.
It's you. You are you.
But dude, like I'll like the script feels like I feel like they like pulled out a script that they bought in like 2015 and just like
Yeah.
shelved, and they're like, maybe we should look at some of the shit we've been sitting on, like 'cause
They
Yeah.
got the
it's like
script off of Fiverr.
it's
Yeah,
just,
it's especially bad. Like
Yeah.
I like shitty fun movies. Like I'll watch it. I'll be like, it's fun, whatever. If there's like something redeeming about it and I know what it is going in, like I'll accept it. But that I was just like, man, and these are pretty likable people, and I just still I'm like, this is like worse than fucking Jumanji. Like it's just no
You
good.
didn't
man.
like Jumanji?
No, not really. I mean, it's like I like Kevin Hart. I thought he was really funny in it, and what's his name? The guide from Flight of the Conchords.
Whatever.
Yeah, he's great. It had a few moments, but yeah, mostly no.
You watch Jungle Cruise?
No, I
Yeah,
haven't.
like, I would rather like
He
like
gets so
purposely
many
punch
puns in
myself
that
in the dick
movie. It
and
was
watch
so
that movie.
bad.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole shtick of Jungle Cruise anyway. It's like that's what they do, right? Backside of water and all that shit.
There was actually something I watched on Netflix that was really good. It's brief. It's like 4 episodes, and it's all about like the investigators, like the real investigators that like track down like serial killers.
Oh,
Oh,
right,
dude,
yeah.
was it the Mindhunter?
No. Like Mindhunter is like the fictional or like the fictional retelling of that. This is like they talk to the actual like cops who did all the fucking work. And,
Okay.
Like,
And like go back to the crime scenes and stuff and like show.
It's
kind of talk
like,
about it.
dude, it's fucking it. That was really good. Like very, very good. And it's like oh my god, like to see like just the years and years of agony that these people like went through trying to fucking like catch these people. It's like, man, you can see it, and like you get like the fucking, I don't know, you get the human connection to them, and like how they just couldn't let it go, you know, because it's so fucking horrific, and they're just like, I can't like sleep at night because of this. Like I have to fucking end this, and they do, and it's like, oh, dude, it's wild.
You watch Night Stalker?
Ooh, that was crazy. That was fucked.
Yeah, Night Stalker was pretty crazy.
It was really well done though.
I'm a caller.
Jake Gyllenhaal, that one?
No, that's Nightcrawler.
All right, Leo. See you later,
Bye,
brother.
Leo.
All right,
All right, guys.
All
Keep
right,
up the
brother.
good work. You being awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Likewise, my man.
Toodles.
Yeah, it's about the Richard Ramirez guy that was like killed, like just a serial killer.
Carbon, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? Where should you eat? What?
Say again?
Where's your
the
yeet?
Where's the yeet?
Oh, my yeet.
Aren't you the one that always does that when somebody?
When somebody leaves.
All right, now you can go back.
All right.
Carry on.
Night Stalker. Yeah, that one was pretty crazy. I definitely like checked my windows and my doors.
What was
after
that?
watching
He was
that one.
was he
My
killing?
windows.
He was just walking into people's houses randomly and killing people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that.
I love like the end
my
of the
wife watches
story.
all that shit.
Like,
I'm just like, dude, I can't. I can only watch a little bit of it because I'm just like, dude, this is why you gotta have a gun next to the bed all the time. Because of this kind of shit. Like, I don't know. Like, oh, is somebody coming to get you? Yeah, this asshole was out here walking into people's houses. Yeah, there is somebody coming to get you at all times. You gotta be ready, man.
You gotta have your head
There
on
was-
a swivel.
Yes, well.
I think of one of his cases because I watched all of that. I think in one of the cases somebody did have a shotgun and I think they were about to, they like pulled it on him, but they got into a tussle and he ended up beating them with their own shotgun.
Ah, shit.
Just
Don't use a shotty, man.
He's
Just
fucked up.
Mag.
See, why do you
I
gotta
really like
tell
when
me
they-
that?
when
Now,
they found out who
now
he
what am I
was.
gonna- Bazooka behind the bed.
I'm gonna sleep so good tonight.
When they found out who the serial killer was, they like fucking, I guess he took a woman hostage, and then the entire neighborhood beat the shit out of him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I was
that
like,
was like
oh,
the
God.
one time that dude looked exactly like you fucking expected him to, right? You're like, you saw him, you're like, this creep motherfucker, like, because they usually, you know, a lot of times just some weird looking guy. You're like, oh, that's the killer. Oh, and everybody always wants it to look like some awful looking guy, and that guy looked like a total goddamn creep. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I totally watched that. Shit. Yeah, that guy.
Shit made me
That was
laugh.
a
I was like,
nightmare.
fine.
That guy sucks. Obviously.
Not cool.
I do not get along with this
So
fellow.
cool.
He really needed to step up and be a bro.
Yeah.
Didn't do it, bro.
And he wouldn't
Didn't
do it. He was totally lame.
My girlfriend Shanna was not having it. Bro.
Not cool, bro.
It's like, bro, you need to just chill out, step back, all right?
Right? Be a bro.
Yeah, be a bro, you know. Look me in the eye when you talk to me, okay? Step off my shoes, okay?
Okay.
All right. Fix your hat, all right? Put some deodorant on, okay? Back out the door. Come back. Let's talk about it, all right? And then we're cool, okay? And then everything will be all right. And then we'll crack some brewskis and we'll be good.
Just don't let Shanna know.
Yeah, she's pissed right now.
Really angry at me. I haven't had a job in 6 months and I have no money. Not having it, bro. She's not having it.
Oh God.
But yeah, I'm all into that true crime. I watch a lot of there's a couple of really good YouTube channels that that true crime stuff.
I love that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, there's
I'll watch it before bed. Sometimes it's
Oh,
too
man.
much for sure.
Oh.
There's times I'm like, oof.
I
Like
like to
Richard
watch the-
Ramirez one was the one
Oh.
that actually made me not sleep so good.
They did a podcast actually with him with George Lopez.
George.
Like where he was
What?
talking to him. Yeah.
What?
God damn it, Carbon!
same guy, bro.
Come in with this random shit.
Richard Ramirez, George Lopez.
No.
Same guy.
I'm sorry, I should have mentioned the dude's name. The guy who caught him was in a podcast with George Lopez talking about Richard Ramirez.
Carrot Top came out.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
got
And then,
wild.
and then
Like,
fucking
Martin
like Dave Chappelle showed up.
That's
And then for
right.
some reason Bernie Mac.
Got any props for
Hey,
this
man.
serial killer over here?
Why are you killing people?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Squirts him with a joke flower.
If you want to watch a good true crime,
He beats him with a cereal box.
if you want to watch a good true crime that's pretty light, watch That Chapter. The guy on that's actually like makes the stuff. It shouldn't be funny, but the way he talks about it is funny, and he makes it light because a lot of the stuff you can't watch where you're just like, oh, it's like a terrible story.
What was it called again?
That Chapter. He's got a good accent, and
What is it on? Is it on like
it's just YouTube.
Oh, YouTube.
Just
Okay.
YouTube. He releases like two episodes a week, and they're like 20 to 30 minutes long.
So does he? Is he? Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I love watching real interrogation footage. That is, I don't know why. I just watching people like body language, and I don't know. There was like a really good YouTube one that I don't know. They made it into like different clips, but they're all like compilations. Oh my god, I just binged that.
Yeah, that shit is fascinating though, because it's just
Crazy.
like their techniques, like how they'll break people down and stuff like that, and then just
Then you have the good cop, bad cop.
Man, it's insane how they get him to crack like that.
Have you seen the interrogation video with the dude like fucking
George Lopez?
They thought he killed his wife or no, his girlfriend, but he got shot in the
Oh yeah,
like twice in the face, and he's been I guess some of the bullets like kind of hit his brain or something, and like kind of forgot what happened, and he thought his girlfriend was sleeping. So for 2 days, he had like a bullet lodged in his 3 bullets lodged into his head, without any recollection of what happened the next day. So they were like so bent on like figuring out if he killed why he killed his girlfriend that they didn't realize that he had fucking bullets on his head when they interrogated him. Because the question the answers he was giving him were just so like random and like not
he's like,
something
I
that
got
you would
shot with an
expect.
arrow, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "I don't know." They
Yeah,
came
that's
in,
exactly
they
what
shot me
they
with
were
an
saying.
arrow.
So it was somebody else. It was an intruder, though.
Yeah,
It was
the
an
guy got
intruder, yeah.
somebody broke in, shot him twice in the face, and then shot his girlfriend. He managed to survive. He like got up, sat on the couch, and like didn't know what the hell was going on, and sat there for like a day. He like went up. I think he like maybe went to sleep or something. But then the police knocked on the door for like a wellness check to see like what was going on with him. And they found the dead girl, and they found him, and his face was all like bruised, and they thought he just like got into a fight, and they didn't realize it was bullet holes.
Holy shit! Like,
but he's
how
sitting
are
there
you-
talking to them, like, and like nothing he's saying is like making like it's close to making sense, but like
But
everything's
it's
just
not.
a little bit off. Yeah, it's like he's talking about getting shot in the face with a bow and arrow and stuff, and like they're just like, "What are you talking about?" And he's talking about how his girlfriend's just sleeping, and he can't remember.
Yeah,
like,
he literally
his
thought she
name.
was asleep.
Can't remember her name.
You and your girlfriend, don't die. Be a man.
Right.
That's right.
Stuff. But yeah, I like all that stuff too.
Yeah.
There's
He
there's
died
one
like
on.
2 months later or some shit
Oh
like that.
Jesus!
Yeah, well, I think it was a little longer than that, but yeah, he ended up. I mean, he never recovered because he had permanent brain damage, and him being interrogated and sitting there while he had bullets
in his brain probably wasn't so good.
Yeah, because it just continued to get worse, and yeah, he even throughout the interview, you can tell he's getting like worse and worse. So eventually, because all he keeps saying is, "I just want to go to sleep. I just want to go to sleep." And yeah, that one's hard to watch.
Nuts.
That's crazy. there was one I was we were watching that was what is it? Oh shit, I can't even think of what it's called. It's on Netflix also, and it's basically like prolific cases in the United States, mostly, or I think entirely, and it's basically about the media's coverage of that case and how they affect.
I want to say death by jury or death by media or something, but yeah,
something like that. Yeah, it's really I mean, especially like considering this week and what happened today. It's just like, dude, this shit is so wild.
Trial by media.
Yeah, I think that's it. That sounds right. It's great.
That show was really interesting. How they got like some of those people out of like really bad situations too.
Yeah,
man, that's crazy.
Yeah, well, and how like, you know, it's there's just some like there was a guy that killed another guy because he was embarrassed about something that happened on the Jenny Jones show, and then they like held the Jenny Jones show from back in the 90s like accountable for a portion of what he had done because they were basically like, yeah, you were instigating this situation. And they're like, yeah, but like, you know, that's not our fault how he reacted. But they're like, yeah, but this is only a matter of time that this was going to happen because your whole thing is to obfuscate the truth from people until they before they come out, so that there's this big shock and reveal, and there's you know, because you want it to be this sensational thing. And they basically were able to kind of convince everybody like this is harmful because it was only a matter of time before somebody's going to react badly. And it kind of worked. Like, it's kind of crazy because you're like, what? Like, really, you're going to go on a talk show and think that there's going to be good news? Like, come on, you know, like a show like that. But yeah, like, it's pretty wild. Their coverage definitely, you know, affected the outcome of that case. And it's like, yeah, some of that stuff I had never even heard of. And you're just like, holy shit, what? How did this go down? Yeah, it's really good. Really good.
There was like one that was like really fucking well done. It was about like the chick from Canada that like went missing, and like she took like a trip to LA, and she stayed in this like hotel that's like famous for all these like fucking deaths and murders and all this bullshit. And it goes through the whole process. Like, she had like a fucking mental disorder, you know, and she like went fucking manic. And like, I mean, I'm kind of giving away some of the things.
Is this the one where they found her in the water tower?
Yeah.
It's funny. Right before I left LA, my friend was visiting, and we drove by that hotel because she wanted to see it because of that documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what was it called? Very well done about like the fucking like internet sleuths that think they can fucking solve every fucking crime.
Although a lot of times they do. Yeah. Like
I mean, there are times. Yeah. Like
the "Don't Fuck with Cats" one. If you guys
Jesus,
that one's crazy.
That's a messed up story.
Yeah, it is. But they did. Like, they figured. They helped figure it out.
That's the name of it.
What is it
called?
Cecil Hotel.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I watched that.
Yeah, the death of Elisa Lam. The one where they.
Crazy, actually.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. I like how there's like people who think it's like there's like some supernatural thing going, like how they did
just
it.
Because she was acting so weird.
Yeah. It was just so bizarre.
Yeah, just that one clip was super
creepy.
creepy.
Yeah,
Like,
elevator,
so
dude.
Clip
creepy.
was it was so creepy because you just like
What was
that's
the clip?
just
Like,
it was her in
the
an
last,
elevator.
It's like the
Oh
last
yeah, her
time,
just like constantly peeking out of it or whatever. Just like
Yeah, like someone was
something's
following
following
her or something.
Yeah, and she was doing some
It just-
really strange like hand gestures that looked like she was on something. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah,
it looked like she
they-
was hiding from someone too.
she went fucking like manic, and like in that elevator footage, just like the last time that she was ever seen, and like they fucking couldn't find her. It's like,
and all it took was just some people to complain that the water tastes like shit.
Oh God, I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Because that's where the water was coming from. It was in that water tower.
Yep.
Oh.
Good times.
They got those cheap filters that don't filter out dead body.
Here's your
Gotta get them
complimentary
high
Brita.
quality ones in case. Can't cheap out.
Here's
They
your
need carbon
complimentary
filters.
Brita.
That's right. Yeah.
need reverse osmosis bad in there.
1 star is never drinking it again.
Water tastes like death.
Oh my god, I was right.
Like seriously, it's so bad.
Like literally like at Skid Row, and you give it a 1 star because the water tastes like shit.
That Skid Row shit they get into is fucked up, man. I had no idea that was like orchestrated and like planned.
Do I know?
What is it? Skid Row?
Skid Row. That it was like basically like they're like, oh, that's our solution. We'll just fucking round them all up and like put them in like one area and just kind of keep them there.
Yeah, it works.
Oh, it's
like
not one area anymore. Not in Los Angeles. It's everywhere.
Did you see the bridge in what is it outside Miami?
It's happening in Austin now.
There's the Meadow Bridge in Miami.
Oh,
because they're not allowed. They're not allowed within like certain areas. So the only place they can legally live is under a bridge.
Like a fucking
pedophiles?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just like a whole bridge full of them. Like
What?
they all have to live under it because they're not allowed to. Like they can't go because it's
blow
like
up the bridge. There we go.
It's like the way everything is. It's like
solved.
yeah, it's like they can't. They pretty much have to live under this bridge to stay like legal. And it's just like, and it's just a huge, because of course, you know, it's not going to be a great place for anybody, but yeah, it's just a huge mess.
Oh God, did any of you ever see Wild Wild Country?
Oh, I started
I
watching.
know what you're talking about.
Man, that one's kind of, I liked those people. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, there was something
like,
endearing
dude, like when
about
they
some of
bust
them.
in all the homeless people, I was like, "This is the greatest thing ever!" Like there's like,
That's politics 101, baby. Just bust them in, have them vote, bust them back out.
Yeah, let's bring in a bunch of like homeless people carrying who knows how many kinds of venereal diseases into a colony of people just getting fucked up and having free sex. And see what fucking happens. Like when that hit, I was like, "This is amazing."
Oh, is that the cult group thing?
Yeah,
They took over that town in Colorado or whatever. Yeah.
What was his name? Fuck. I love, like, dude, that, oh my God, what a con artist that motherfucker was. And like when he finally breaks his like vow of silence and he's like, that bitch. I'm like, holy man, is petty as fuck. This bitch.
Yeah, because wasn't he kicked out of India or something like that? And then
he was like dipping out like for like he dipped it.
Oh, you talking about that Indian dude that like started a cult and shit, and he was trying to get people.
The Bagram or whatever the fuck it.
Yeah.
all the red coats or whatever, they're all wearing the same thing.
Yeah.
I think I saw an episode like in Forensic Files about that.
Bhagwan, that's what it was. Because I was like after I watched it, I was like searching eBay to see if I could find one of those like "We bagged the Bhagwan" T-shirt. They're on there too.
I was gonna say, any luck?
Yeah, like I just like, and then I was just like, I don't need this. I could just fucking make one if I really wanted to.
But this is a real deal, man.
This is authentic shit right here.
Alrighty, peeps. Well, it looks like it's about the end of the show. D-Zing, you want to let them know?
Yeah. I'm D-Zing. Find me on Instagram, ArtStation, any of those kinds of places. Hopefully we'll have this thing done by next week's stream. Fully textured and rendered. Not just teeth and a neck corset.
Did that frame mesh thing work out? Or?
Kinda. I ended up getting it to work, but yeah, it was a bit of a pain to get it to work exactly the way I needed it to, but ended up getting it to go.
Nice.
But yeah, just getting there.
Carbon, let them know.
Hey, my name's Carbon. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube under Carbon Art 44, and then check out the art station under John Carbon.
There you go.
And
Batman, let him know.
Yo, what's up? This is the spiritual version of me, whatever this thing is. So you can just look at that if you want to check me out. You can find me on ArtStation. My name is Jamie McGow. No lawsuits, please. Just only looking and admiring. I don't know why there would be a lawsuit, but I just feel like all this lawsuit and criminality talk could bring something my way. Just I don't want to live under a bridge, so let's keep it nice. Sounds like an admission of guilt. But yeah.
I'm not saying I deserve to be under the bridge.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying I'm a good guy. All right. Totally convincing, right? Yeah, you can find me on ArtStation. Good luck spelling the name. It's not really worth it. Don't worry about it.
Mandibles.
Look for the fifth place winner of the art, the Pixel
Find me up in you. Yeah, you just go to GammaBombStudio.com and you can find all the social bullshit that I'm forced to fucking be a part of in order to connect with people.
Tell us how you really.
Hot sell.
Fuck it, like I don't care. Where's the fucking video? Where's the video? Give me the goddamn fucking solar EMP. Take it.
Just end it now.
Let me watch it burn.
Belhaven. Let him know.
What's happening? You can find me under Ivana Nyagomir Art on Instagram or ArtStation. Good luck spelling it. Have fun looking for it. Or not.
Everybody's so convincing.
Ringing
here.
endorsement.
We're all so good at selling
this
ourselves.
Just take a pile of travel letters and throw it out.
Oh my gosh.
We're all like,
And
we
I'm
hate
Spicer,
ourselves.
your spicy sensei. We are the ZBHO Dojo. We appreciate you being here. We'll be back next Friday, same time, same dojo channel. Everybody say bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.